largest step up in the world.
Oh, that's just what you want to start a gig, isn't it? So, yeah, this is weird. I've got to be honest. When Angie booked me for this, I was thinking, oh, I'm really looking forward to this. This is going to be great. And now I'm here. I don't know. Because last night my wife said, look at the snow. Is the gig going to be on? I said it's a room full of women desperate to get out. They will be strapping their child to the front of the pushchair, whipping them just to get there. Surely to God. But you've got to be the best looking audience ever. Honestly. Yeah, even you. Best looking audience ever. And comedy's dominated by males, but obviously today there's a few token, me, you, and you'll go in soon, thanks. And I was thinking, am I just going to be stood here and you're just looking at me thinking, right, make us laugh, little boy. Otherwise, otherwise we're just going to murder you and nobody will know. Because the sisterhood will just close ranks. But I need to tell you, I told my wife where I was going, right? So she knows. So if you do murder me, she will know where I am. Not that she will care. I think she'd be in league with you, to be honest. Because yesterday we had friends round for tea. And I made a slight mistake. Ever so tiny. Because one of her friends said, so you ready for Christmas? And I said, yeah. And she's like, oh, you're ready for Christmas, are you? You're ready for Christmas, are you? Yeah. All right. So you've got the tree down from the attic, have you? You've got the decorations down, have you? You've cleaned the lounge, you've moved all the furniture, you've wiped the floor, you've done all that, have you? You've cleaned the kitchen, you've done the bedrooms where our guests are going to come and stay. You've changed the duvet, you've done all that, have you? You've done all that. You've done all the shopping, you bought all the presents for yourself, for your family, you've done all that. You've got all the food, have you? Bought all the food? Christmas Day, Boxing Day, and that horrible period in between. You've done all that, have you? And you're ready for Christmas? What exactly do you mean when you say you're ready for Christmas? And I said, I got you that book you wanted. And she's like, that's meant to be a surprise. So yeah, if you murdered me, she really wouldn't care. And I looked at the website before I came down, and that was quite entertaining. Because on the website it says mature content, sweary words, and the odd reference to birth stories. And I do. I've learned more in a minute of Ange being on stage about what goes on. Reduced amplification and dimmed room, right? I'm 64. I'm in danger of falling asleep at this stage. No one will notice the red eyes from sleepless nights. I'm 64, I am now up 6 times a night with prostrate trouble. That's great. Solidarity. This next one, encouraged to bottle breast or Haribo feed. Right, really? You don't want to be giving this lot Haribo. Surely that's not on, is it? But my favourite on the website is, you're welcome to walk about or shake mittens, the special rabbit. Now, I've got a question for you ladies. Who has brought their special rabbit with them? Because if you have, you should be absolutely ashamed of yourself. But can I just have a look to remind me of the good old days? I just need to tell you something about myself. As I say, I'm 62 inches tall. I'm 64 ginger. I'm a dog owner. I'm a dad. I'm a granddad. I'm a stepdad. I'm an orphan and I'm an atheist, right? And I need to tell you that because that's just all I talk about in my set, really. I was planning to retire in March this year, all set on the cards. That was fantastic, but now we've had a granddaughter. So that's just gone right out the window. So we've now got an extension to the bank of mum and dad. It's now the bank of grandma and granddad, which is proven to... She was tiny. She was premature when she was born. She was only 2 pounds, so she is tiny. Yeah, I know. She's fine. But just because they're small I'd forgotten, like, the cost of things. She lives in Hastings, so we went down there a couple of weeks back. And Brian's like, oh, Gwen needs some new shoes. Yeah, that's fine, we'll buy them for her. We went to the shop, and the feet are about, they can't be more than that. 50 quid. Is that a thing? Honestly, have I just been mugged? I've been mugged by a 12-month-old kid. I mean, it has had a financial impact, because obviously that's the snow leopard adoption, gone, and feed the African family for a year. That's just gone right out the window. But she's fantastic. Love her to bits. And I've got a 27-year-old daughter, and I was there at the birth, 1995. I remember it, 12th of August, 4:10, rushed into hospital. 30 minutes later, it was a really quick labour. I don't know what exactly happened, all the mechanics, but out she popped. And again, I don't know whether it's just my ignorance, but I was stood there looking at her, and I'm thinking, oh my God, she's black. And she looked black. Right, and then when they cleaned her up, that was fine, everything was all right. And now she's brilliant, she's fine. But I did sort of wonder, because I can remember about a couple of months beforehand, I asked my wife at the time, what would she like for Black Friday? And she just said, Idris Elba. So I wasn't sure if there was a correlation there. And it wasn't, I've got to be honest, the trying to conceive, that wasn't pleasant. That wasn't, no, I know. I never even told you that. Because I thought it was all going to be, nice and romantic, but it wasn't like that at all. My now ex-wife, she had it down to a precision. Like I'd be at work, and she'd phone me up. What time are you coming home? Well, I don't know. You better be here by 6:15. Why? Because at 6:20, that's when we have to do it for maximum effect. Like, lady, you can't imagine the pressure that puts on you. So I'd be panicking, like driving back up the motorway, get home, in the house at 6:15. Oh, come on then, no, wait, I need to take your temperature. I thought she was just gonna, touch my forehead. Oh no, she meant down here, right? Thermometer rammed between my legs. They're not cold enough. Sit in that chair. A packet of frozen peas, literally freezing my nuts off. And then at 6:25, all this'll do, we'll have to get upstairs now. Upstairs, she strips off. She's just laid on the bed, naked, legs open. Right, get on. What about, surely there's got to be a bit more romantic than this. Just get on board. And I'm looking down thinking, oh, for God, please, just work. Once in your life, just please, just work. And the more I was trying to get it to work, like, the less happened it was going to go. And then she said, what is the matter? Don't you find me attractive? And I think, if you don't want an answer to a question, don't answer it. And it's funny how history's repeated itself, because that was probably best part of 30 years ago. And here we are now with my current wife. And the other day, she said to me, are you all right? I went, yeah. She said, are you suffering from erectile dysfunction? And I said, no, you're just ugly. Harsh, isn't it? Hang on, you were quite on side with the fact that she was happy for you to murder me not so long back. Bless her. I've had quite a good year in comedy this year. I went to the Leicester Comedy Festival and I won the Silver Stand-Up of the Year award. Yeah, that's what most audiences say. Let me just put that into context. Right, basically it's a competition for those age 55 and over. So that was fine, tip. And you had to send in a video, you get chosen, you go up to Leicester, you do a heat. I got through the heat, got through to the final, and I won it. It was great. You only got to do 5 minutes. There's no upper age limit. I've got to be honest, backstage he was like God's waiting room for comedians. We looked at one act, he was sat in a chair, eyes closed, and we're thinking, oh God, is he died? Then somebody said, why don't we nudge him to wake him up? And I was like, no, let's just leave him and improve our chances. And I did my 5 minutes and I won, and I phoned my wife and I said, you'll never guess, after 4 years of trying in this competition, I've only gone and won. And she's like, oh, that's fantastic. What have you won? Now, You'll have worked out from that accent that I am married to a lady from Mumbai. I said, I won a trophy. Anything else? No, just a trophy. All right. You on your way back? Yeah, I'll be back in 2 hours. Right, I'll have a look at the trophy then, shall I? Yeah, that's fine. So 2 hours later, I'm back in the living room. I'm showing her the trophy. Right, I'm going to ask you again. Have you won anything else? No, I told you, it's just a trophy. I've been on the website. Right. What about the £500 cash prize they're advertising? I was gutted. I know, I was gutted. I had that lined up for a special occasion. She said, right, what have I told you all through our marriage? I said, I don't know, there's been so many things, I can't get them all in, to be honest. She said, I've always told you, never lie. Right, that's fine. You shouldn't lie in a relationship, I get that. She went on a cruise at the end of April, 7 nights. She phoned me on the Wednesday. You all right? Yeah, I'm fine, thanks, yeah. Are you missing me? Absolutely not. I bet the dog's missing me. He wasn't. Me and him, it was fantastic. Like, I was feeding him at the table, we were down the pub, we went and got tattoos. Well, we didn't, I did. And he can't talk, right? But it got to about the Thursday, and we sat there, and he's looking at me, and I knew what he wanted to say. I could see it in his eyes. He was like, oh, Dad, this is fantastic, isn't it? Yeah, just you and me, yeah. Has she got to come back? Hello? Yeah, I've got a dog. Proper dog? And I said, yeah, she has got to come back, unfortunately. Because we have got a dog. And I've got to be honest, she was away for 7 nights, and I really didn't miss her, apart from the Saturday night. Because on the Saturday night, that was the night she'd instructed me to change the duvet. Like, we've been married 22 years. I've got little arms, and we've got a king-size duvet. 45 minutes I was fighting with this duvet. Got it all done, all smooth, done all the buttons up, and then realised I've got 3 buttons left over and not enough holes. She came home in the early hours of Sunday morning to find me and the dog asleep inside of the duvet. And she's got a thing about the dog being upstairs, because as a pup, she said it's not very hygienic for him to be upstairs, is it? No, that's fair enough. And the other thing, as a pup, when we were being intimate on those rare occasions, it's quite off-putting to have a puppy dog teeth biting your arse, to be quite honest. And the other night, he must have snuck up, and I didn't see him. And I just looked round, and he sat by the side of the bed, just staring at me. And as I said, he can't talk. But if he could, I knew what he was saying. He was like just looking at me, going, right, okay. You're doing that, and you've got the audacity to tell me off for humping my cushion downstairs. You disgust me. Rude, sorry. Rude. Well, they're not going to know, are they? You okay? Yeah. I think this is going to go down to one of the strangest gigs I've ever done, being like heckled by bait. It's brilliant. I love it. We did dry January this year. We still drank. Just no sex. And it was her fault, right? It was her fault because her birthday's early December, and she's like, oh, you know, my birthday, we've been married for so long, you don't have to worry about getting me a present. So I didn't. What? It was wrong, wasn't it? I know, but I've made it up this year, right? Birthday December, I got her a spa day. Not happy, she hates grocery shopping. Oh dear. We celebrated Valentine's Day this year. We did the romantic thing. Phoned the florist. I'd like to order some flowers for my wife. Great. Would you want a card with it? Yes, please. What do you want on the card? I'll just put to Lynn or my love Nick. She said, do you want a kiss on the bottom? I said, that would be fantastic. What time do you want me there? She went, no. She said, no, I meant on the bottom of the card. I went, yeah, I know, I'm a comedian, I was just making a joke. And quick as a flash, she said, I bet you don't get many gigs. Harsh. It was very harsh, wasn't it? I know. But we celebrated Valentine's Day at home, and we were sat there having a meal. And Lynn said, can you remember how we met? I said, well, yeah, vaguely. She said, well, you had an advert in the Lonely Hearts column. In fact, you had 2. But I only replied to one. Did you? Why was that? Well, in the second one, you put your height, right? I didn't know she had an issue with my height, but thinking back, I should have thought. Because not long after we got together, she said, how tall are you? I said, well, I'm 5'2". She said, no, what's that in inches? I said, well, it's 62 inches, isn't it? Oh, all right. She said, have you realised you're only 2 inches taller than 5 plastic rulers balanced end on end? You don't need that grief. We were going to go to Alton Towers, and I said, do you fancy Alton Towers this weekend? And she's like, what's the point? You'd probably only be allowed on 3 rides. But I got home this one day, and she said, I need to ask you another question. What is it? She said, how do you feel about being only 9 inches taller than the largest emperor penguin ever recorded? What? She Googled it. She had Googled it. That wasn't so bad, but she worked in a school at the time, and I used to go in and have coffee with her now and again. And I went in this one day into the common room. She wasn't there, and one of the teachers said, you all right, Nick? Yeah, fine, thanks. Do you want a coffee? Yeah, that'd be nice, yeah. Do you want a biscuit? Yes, please. Why don't you pick up a penguin? She told him, right? It had gone round the whole school. But we've sort of gone through the same routine for the past 22 years. She goes up to bed, I come up to bed. Have you turned the TV off? Yes. At the wall? Yes. Have you locked the back door? Yes. Have you locked the front door? Yes. At the bottom? Yes. At the top? No. And like she gets about this time of year, she said, I hate it when it gets like this. Why is that, love? Well, the bottom of the bed's always cold, isn't it? And I'm like, I have no idea. My legs have never been down that far, to be quite honest with you. But we have been married 22 years. She said, like, I fear the romance has gone out of our relationship a little bit. So what do you mean? Well, maybe when we are being intimate, just to break the silence, it'd be nice to have some music playing. She's got a point. So I recorded a couple of tracks. We were getting down to it the other night. Put the player on. First track came on. Angels by Robbie Williams. I thought that's here or thereabouts. I've got to be honest. I think my choice of song number 2, the theme from Match of the Day. And she said, as well as the music, I feel there's no surprises anymore. And again, I thought she's got a point. So the other night she was in the bathroom getting ready for bed. I went to the bedroom, turned the lights off, lit some candles, hid under the bed. And when she came in, I just grabbed her ankles. And apparently that wasn't the surprise she had in mind either. But she did surprise me. Do you like that one? I've got to be honest, that didn't normally go down as well as that, but I'm glad you enjoyed it. She surprised me last year, because she said, you have remembered you're picking me up from my work stool tomorrow, haven't you? Yeah, sort of. And it did come as a surprise, because she's self-employed and works from home, but that's fine. So I got to the allocated space at the right time. She gets in the car. All I said was, you had a nice time? Are you saying I'm drunk? Oh, don't start. Don't start. I'm not saying you're drunk, but clearly you've had a drink. Well, I don't think you love me. In fact, I don't think you've ever loved me. Well, I do. I have. I can't guarantee that going forward. I've got to be honest. Well, if you love me, you can prove it right now. I said, well, how am I going to do that? She said, you can get on top of me and make love to me in this car. That's not going to happen, is it? She said, give me one good reason. I said, well, I'll tell you what, I'll give you 3. She said, go on then. I said, well, number 1, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Number 2, we're still outside Wetherspoons in the middle of town. And number 3, we've got your girlfriend Chris in the back of the car because we're giving her a lift home. And that's the thing, she's got a girlfriend. She was the girlfriend, she went away on that cruise that I paid for, 7 nights away. I wanted 1 night away with my girlfriend to spend that £500 winnings. The grief I got from that was unbelievable. But, how long have I got left? Oh, a couple of minutes. I'm trying to be a better person because I'm still quite irritable. I haven't really mellowed with age, you know. It's probably her that does it more than anything. And it's just little things like the breathing. And if we're out driving, we'll come up to a junction, I'm going to turn right, and I'll say, is it safe to go? She'll go, yeah. And as I'm pulling out, she'll go, if you're quick.